What's going on, guys? I want to make a video today and show you a new tourniquet that I got. This is the SAM Extremity Tourniquet. I had seen these online for a while and I wasn't really sure about them. So I got one to play with, and it's actually really neat. I really like it. So everybody is familiar with the cat tourniquets and the soft tees and the way that they work. You know, the cat tourniquet, you Velcro it, crank the windlass down, that's what holds pressure on. With the soft tee, you pull it tight and there's a hinged jaw on it that clamps down. It has teeth on it, clamps down on the strap, holds it in place. Then you tighten a screw on that clamp so it can't be depressed to loosen up, and then you crank the windlass down, and that's how that one holds pressure on there. And this one's a little bit different. So as you can see, like at first glance, it looks kind of like a cat tourniquet. But the thing that's different about this is the Velcro is not very strong at all. Like, this would not hold a tourniquet in place and allow adequate pressure to be put on an extremity. You see there's a double row of holes there that run through the entire length of the Velcro. And what that's designed for is, if I can show you this little device here is what makes this thing so unique and so, I think, relevant in the tourniquet game. So you can see there, it's just this rounded edge there. Now if you listen, you hear that click? That part pushes down and these two teeth pop out. And that's what holds this Velcro in place. So this Velcro is basically just there to keep the excess from flopping around. The way you release this, you'll see this little tab right here. Push up on that tab and it releases, and those teeth retract back inside of this device here. So basically, the way it works is, let's say you're deploying it on your arm or whatever, you would take this and pull it, and you will pull it tight enough until it clicks, just like that. So it clicks in place, and now you already have an extreme amount of pressure on this extremity. I mean, that is really tight. And then you get your windlass and you begin to crank it down. Now I'm not going to crank it all the way down on myself because that fucking hurts. So anybody that's had a tourniquet applied to them in real life or in practice can tell you. But as you can see, this keeps that in place. Now the rest of the Velcro is literally just to keep that from flopping around. So you would crank this down, lock it down inside that little channel just like a cat tourniquet. But anyway, and then it of course has a little piece that goes over and secures the windlass in place, and where you can write the time that the tourniquet was applied. Now, we have always, on the ambulance, we don't really write the time on the tourniquet. What we do is we usually keep a Sharpie with us. It's either in your pocket or on the truck, and if you apply a tourniquet to somebody, you take that Sharpie and you write TQ real big on their forehead with the time. That way, wherever this tourniquet is, you know, they know to look for it. They know, that way it's not overlooked. Because there have been times where tourniquets have been applied and they've been overlooked. And that's honestly on the EMS crew to tell the hospital, hey, we applied a tourniquet, it's on the left thigh, up near the groin, blah, blah, blah. However, you can't always count on people to do what they're supposed to do. You can't always count on somebody to remember what you told them in the heat of the moment. And it's just one of those overlapping abundances of caution type things. So anyway, again, this thing, you know, would just be staged like a normal tourniquet. You know, it folds up to actually smaller of a size than the cat tourniquet. The soft tee, you know, gets pretty small, probably smaller than this, honestly. But this gets fairly small. But anyway, again, when you take it and go to deploy it, grab that strap, you start cranking until it clicks. Once it clicks, it's held in place with an insane amount of pressure. Then you would begin wrenching that windlass down, lock it in place in the notch there, pull this over, and then of course again you're placed to write your time. So anyway, I have, I won't say extensive experience using tourniquets. I've used several. I've probably put on 15 tourniquets on legit traumas in my career, and from what I see, man, this might actually be a better product than the cat tourniquet. Cat tourniquets work great. I'm not saying you shouldn't use them. If you have them, don't throw them away. Cat tourniquets are awesome. I've stopped several legit bleeds with cat tourniquets. I've used the soft tees. Now that's commercially available tourniquets. I've, on other calls, had to fashion tourniquets before tourniquets were in vogue or even honestly accepted in EMS. I've had to use Curlix and ink pens and shit like that, like shit they would teach you at Boy Scout camp. That's the kind of stuff we were stuck with if you really needed one. But anyway, this SAM Extremity Tourniquet, SAM Extremity Tourniquet, you'll remember SAM if you've ever used like a SAM splint. That's the same people that make this now. They also have like a pelvic splint and stuff. Like SAM has really, in the last several years, branched out from just the SAM splint, which is one of the most phenomenal splints you can use. But anyway, if you're looking for a tourniquet to keep with you every day or throw in your med kit or whatever, man, this SAM Extremity Tourniquet is really, really cool, and I think it offers you a little more mechanical leverage and advantage over just the standard Velcro and windlass. Again, not saying the cat tourniquet doesn't work. Obviously it does. It's a great tourniquet. But man, I think this might be just a little bit better. So anyway, guys, I appreciate you watching. Go ahead and please like, share, and subscribe. Find me on Facebook and Instagram at DocBen556. And remember, violence isn't always the answer, but sometimes it's the only answer.